So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this cool rustic hook. I'm using basically tape or the sticky back stuff to hang this up. Make sure it's strong enough to hold and support what you're trying to hang. I also have drill holes here to if I wanted to permanently drill this into the studs of the wall. But I live in an apartment, so I'm going to try to avoid that. So just for demo purposes here, again, it's just a nice little easy quick gift. It just takes a little bit of time of going in the woods or a space, outdoor space. You can hang your hat on. You can hang keys on. It's a good gift idea. This is early winter, like late fall in the upper Midwest, and it's about that gift giving season, that time now. So people are thinking about those. So I've got my other walking sticks, and I want to make a series of these because I have a number of walking sticks that I just kind of want to let them hang up, right? I can put this on there, and my walking stick is being suspended. So anyways, without further ado, we'll just show you quickly how to harvest these, and then some ecology around harvesting in the fall and winter time, and then how to quickly put one of these together. Okay, this one right here looks like a good specimen, and it actually looks dead. So taking it out the ecosystem is probably a good thing. So I'm gonna cut right about here, and then actually no, yeah, I'm gonna cut here just to release it, and then I'm gonna cut right about here just so we have something to work with, and then we'll shape it later. But yeah, this is a good specimen to take out. There's plenty here. We are definitely in fall, headed towards winter, and so this is about the time if you're doing harvesting for arrow shafts, basketry. This is the time, because what's happening is the sap in the trees are going down into the earth, especially the deciduous trees, the trees that come back every year because they lose their leaves, right? As you can see on the floor here, or the ground here. This is when you do your pruning, your harvesting, and you don't really hurt the plant itself. So this specimen here will be a good one, I think. And because we got the little knob here, and it should be fine. All right, something that I learned from the tracker school is some tenets of ecology. And you see what's happening with this tree, this young tree that is wrapped around this older tree. Obviously the older, or maybe they're part of the same root growth, don't know. But what's going to happen is this gets bigger or this gets bigger, it's going to rub against each other, which is going to cause distress, which is going to possibly make a sore into the tree and cause disease, etc., which is not good. So you can either help it along by taking maybe this one out of the ecosystem, or since it's young and small, I can simply just undo it and unwrap it so that it can grow, adjacent to, right? And so, yeah, they may grow next to one another, but they will at least not be rubbing up against each other, right? There are some examples I've seen already, but this is I saw already, I should say. But that kind of helps it along as it starts to grow, so then you don't have diseases. It will do what it will do over time. Nature has a way, but that's kind of when you're harvesting things, especially at this time of the year, fall, early winter. That's you can kind of help the ecosystem along, being a caretaker, if you will. And some people from the tracker school go along those lines, and they want to become caretakers. I didn't bring any snips. Otherwise I would just snip this branch here so it doesn't rub against this elder tree. But anyways, just little tidbits there to keeping your urban forest or urban woodlands healthy. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here, right? These trees here, they'll grow together, and many of these trees are buckthorn, which is actually invasive in our area, Zone 4. They'll rub against each other, create wounds, and then bugs will get in there, whatever diseases, will happen with trees, which, again, I'm not a complete arborist, but I'm pretty sure it attracts bugs that'll go to other trees and so on and so forth. So this actual tree here is dead. So I'm gonna kind of move that away, not in the path, but out of the way, right? And there's pieces of this tree I may come back for it that could possibly be used. But here again, buckthorn, these are growing together, and it's gonna rub as it grows. These are actually kind of mature. Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. See here, and then here, right? So these are things to keep in mind. Again, old growth forests have corrected themselves. We're in the inner city here, and there's some caretaking that needs to be done here. Again, across the way here, I can see this is growing against itself, against the tree here. This wants to kind of do the same thing. So there's a lot of that going on. So if you see a lot of dead wood on the ground, the cities come through. They got the little red flags. I think that's kind of a pipeline, there's a power line, whatever they're doing. But nonetheless, something to keep in mind when you're out in the woods. You can kind of help the ecosystem along. So I've got a couple of cutting tools here. I got some snips to make it easy. I got a decent blade, and I got a bludgeoning tool, a hammer of sorts, rubber, so I don't ruin my blade. And then these are the sticks that we harvested that has side branches sticking out. And if you're lucky enough, you can get it to where you can get different formations. Sometimes you can get two on one side, you can get one after another, so on and so forth. This one didn't turn out quite that way, so therefore I'm not even going to play around. I'm actually just going to go ahead and snip this, and that's what this cutting tool is for, to get rid of that. And then again, I could cut this if I wanted to, but I'm also want to get, and I'm about an inch and a half. A lot of this is dead wood, so it's actually kind of tough. So some of this I'm gonna snip off like that. So this is one I already have done. There's a bit of a curvature, but I'm going to take a rasp, and again, that's the beauty of this kind of stick, is now I can use this on a rasp to get this plane straight, right? So it can sit up against the wall just fine, or whatever surface I want to put on there. I have another piece here. I think this is a mulberry piece, like that, with a little knob here. And all you really have to do is, again, cut it to shape. And then I want to go on this plane. I want to go parallel to the hook here and just cut it straight down the middle. This is a smaller piece, so I'm picking on this one. Right. And then again, I can use a rasp to shape this a little bit more towards my liking. Or whittle it, however you choose to do. It's a little green, I can tell, because of the cadmium layer, the inner bark. But this is really what we want, right? And then this piece here will be our hook. And you can use one of the post-it notes, or not post-it notes. You can use something from 3M, and yes, I'm in the home of 3M. Been on the campus a few times. The little gimmicks that paste on here, and then you can stick it so if you don't want to drill into your wall, which I do suggest, so you're not creating holes in your domicile. Or you can go ahead and drill some holes in and just hook it onto a stud inside of your on your wall, and so it definitely can hold some weight. So really, it's not that difficult. This is very, very easy to make. Once it's dried and all that, you can paint it, you can shape it, you can, if you're a good whittler, you can carve a face into it, you can do whatever you want to. I like rustic things. Those of you that are subscribed to my channel, or that know me in person, I'm all about the rustic sort of thing. I grew up with Grizzly Allens and all that, so I like the fact that it looks like wood. So I'll probably just, I don't know, spray some polyurethane on here and call it a day. But I will sand it down a little bit so that it is nice and flat. But that's really all you have to do. It's not a very difficult project. Just don't cut yourself. Don't cut into anything that you want to preserve. I have my little stump here that I like to use. I'll flip it over when I want to drill holes into it, and so that one side is flat and the other side has some pock marks on there. I got my decent little blade here. I got my little mallet and a pair of decent shears. So again, it's a nice little project. And again, holiday season comes around. Christmas presents, birthday presents, whatever holiday you celebrate presents. This is something you can go out, you look down, you see something on the ground, you're like, oh, I can make something out of that. And only thing costs you is a little bit of time. So I will show you the end product when I'm done with this. I have a few that I'm going to try to fasten out. I want to give away for gifts this year. And alright, so here is our hook here that I've drilled some holes in. Because my little pull sticky tabs here, the side that goes, or the red side that goes onto the object, isn't sticky. These must be pretty old, so I just haven't made the time to get some new ones. If you choose to do this with permanent holes, you can always go to the hardware store and get the little pluggies about the same color as your hook, as your project. Especially if you don't want to mar or put holes in your walls or doors and things like that. But this is basically how they're built. And then again, to protect your surfaces, you can get these things, just to make sure that they actually stick. And you stick them on the back. These actually fit perfectly for this size here. Stick them on the back like that. And then when you're ready to take them off, you pull them down. Make sure, if you choose to go this route, that you get the size or the strength that you need. Make sure you know what you're hanging.